Hello everyone. In this video we're going to take a look at various methods whereby you can collect data if you're carrying out a survey. This is Dr. Mariam Narona. Now specifically if you've decided to carry out a survey or do field work, the question of how will you collect data arises, and this is primary data of course, and therefore you are responsible for the quality of data, the accuracy with which you are collecting it, and also the honesty with which you are collecting this data. So the methods you can use for a survey are observation. Now this is a good method to use if you do not really need to ask people questions, and also many a time it is ideal if asking questions will not yield results. Like for example, if you want to study how effective a salesman is or the salesmen in a particular store are, asking them, are you a good salesman? Nobody will say I'm a bad salesman. So in this kind of study, you need to observe. You need to observe how many salesmen, how many customers a salesman is handling, how many people actually end up buying. If you compare that, how many customers that person handled in a day and how many sales were executed, this might give you a good idea about how effective the salesman is. And so observation might work. Then if you want to study buyer behavior, asking people questions sometimes might not yield results, but you can observe. Then personal interview, this is useful. It could be also in the form of a panel, or you could carry out an individual interview. Now this is useful where you need to collect first hand information from the persons who comprise your sample, the people who are a part of your sample. There if you need to collect information from them, like for example, if you're doing a study on the efficacy of a treatment which is being given to a certain group of patients, then a personal interview of these patients will give you better results. You will get better quality data there. So a personal interview or a panel interview, that is possible. Then telephonic interviews, this is where you can't really see the interviewee, and this may be a good thing, it may be a bad thing. It may be a good thing if you need to collect information quickly and it is, you have a huge sample and you cannot travel, you cannot go out and collect that information, it is not very practical. There you may collect information through telephonic interviews, but you might face some resistance, evasiveness. People might not want to answer those questions. So telephonic interviews, of course, they have their importance, but how practical they are, that you will have to evaluate and see. So if you're a teacher who's collecting data from your students, then by virtue of your being a teacher, the student will have to answer your questions. But if you notice how you respond to, say, somebody from a bank or somebody who is a salesman who calls you up, who's doing telemarketing, how reluctant you are to answer. Many a time you don't even listen, you cut off the call. So it depends now if you really want to use this, but it is possible and you can use it very nicely in certain cases. Then question is, these could be sent by snail mail, they could be sent by email, and through Google Forms, through SurveyMonkey. These you can carry out surveys very quickly and easily through these means, and there are many more also which you can explore. And in this case, what happens is, if you want to interview 1,000 people, you mail around 2,000. If you have a mailing list, you can mail them, and then they may or may not respond. But it is a good way of collecting data, especially now when it is difficult for people to go out and personally interact with others and collect information. Then schedules, this is used, commonly you might have seen in the census survey. When enumerators come door to door, they have a list of things they have to check. How many members are there, what is the education, how many bikes, cars, telephone, whether they have a telephone, whether they have a gas cylinder, all these kind of things. So they just have these schedules and they tick. So these are also used in surveys by researchers, depending what you are studying and what you are looking at. So these are broadly the ways in which you can collect data if you're carrying out a survey. I hope you're finding this series of really short, informative videos for research methodology useful. I'd love to hear feedback from you, and I'd also like it very much if you could check out the other educational content on this channel. Please don't forget to hit like if you like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you find the information useful. Thank you.